Alright, I guess I'll jump on this whole thing. We just had a team meeting with the Sixers. Maxey told Embiid, hey, stop being late, basically, to everything. And we all get the state of the Sixers right now, right? They're 2-11. They have not had Maxey, Embiid, and PG on the court at the same time. We've had 3 Embiid games. He just hasn't looked that good. Neither is PG, besides that Cleveland game, pretty much. And Maxey's hamstring injury, which we all know hamstring injuries can be weird, but he's expected to come back this week, so we're going to get the actual team in a little bit here. But so far, the only exciting thing with this team is that Jared McCain's lighting the world on fire. And I do want to talk about how they looked in their last one against Miami. But before that, we'll just say they're currently 4 games out of the 5 seed in the East, 6 games out of the 3 seed. And I would probably like to do this for a video, but basically the state of the East, the very abridged version right now. Celtics and Cavs are really good. I think the Magic and Knicks are good. And Franz just looks like an all-star as Paulo's been out here. And then after that, I mean, listen, you give all the credit in the world to the Pistons. They're a top 10 defense. They're a very fun watch. But a lot of the East right now is like, so what's going on here? So let's not act like Philly cannot just get themselves right back into the middle of this conference. And I mean, similar thing goes for the Bucks. We'll see there. Every Bucks game is very fun right now for reasons that Bucks fans don't enjoy. With all that said, before we, again, talk about their recent one against Miami, where PG and Embiid did play, getting a lot of Clippers vibes right now. And of course, PG being on the team probably influences that, but the idea of we can just figure it out throughout this regular season. We'll get a seed that we feel okay with, and then we'll just do what we got to do. We'll bank on Joel being an MVP caliber player by the playoffs. I mean, they're going to need him to be MVP caliber by like game 30, but whatever. We're doing the very big picture here. And if we got to sit Embiid and PG for some games, whatever, all that stuff. Well, I'll just repeat basically what I already said. At least they're in the Eastern Conference. Although that's just for climbing back into this thing, of course. I mean, we've all seen quite a few Celtics-Sixers playoff series at this point, even with how different the Sixers roster has been throughout some of them. With all that said, maybe they go on a 10-game winning streak. I don't know. Okay, let's talk about their last one against Miami. So when Embiid was on the court, they had a 78 offensive rating. That is very low. If you really want to care, their defensive rating has been good with Embiid on the court so far. I know you don't care. Anyway, they did miss a lot of threes. And it's Miami, so you're going to get, switching and doubling and in one place particular, a triple team on Joel damn near. And yes, Philly, they did get good looks out of Embiid's presence. Because again, Miami's just throwing bodies at him. Maybe Highsmith switches onto him and then Bam comes over for a double or Jimmy comes over, whatever, stuff like that. And Joel had some okay passes out of these doubles. He had a really bad turnover late where he was just too slow to react to the whole thing. And also, for what it's worth, when he was screening for Jared McCain or Paul George, that also did draw some doubles on the ball for Miami, which then means Embiid open middle of the floor. Somebody rotates over. They got some other shots off of that. And if Embiid can get back to being actual Joel Embiid, then, I mean, hell, him playing off of double teams from the ball handler, yeah, that could lead to just Joel torching you, right? That would be about all of the positives that I have with Joel Embiid in this game. I mean, the number of times that he would end up with the ball with an opportunity to go to work, whether it's against Bam, whether it's, again, against like Highsmith on a switch or whatever, even before the double or the help comes from Miami. And it's just like a couple of jab steps and a mid-range, which can describe many shots that Joel has taken in his career. But these ones just looked a little more lethargic, hesitant, whatever word you want to use. And they were pretty much all short. He made one at the free throw line, but that was about it. And as far as any aggressive back downs, putbacks where it looks like nobody else has a shot at the ball, stuff like that, I mean, none of that was happening. And as we all know, like peak Joel Embiid is you give him the ball around 17 feet, and the threat of his mid-range, where he is a great mid-range shooter when everything's going well. He's been around 50% on those, whether it's like, again, 17-footers or technically in the paint, but it's still basically a mid-range because it's like right at the free throw line. And then off of that, it's, drawing a million fouls from getting inside, all that stuff. Or just kind of flailing his body in any which direction sometimes. We all know that happens too. So he has to get back to that. As far as like plays with him and PG, I mean, you got your simple PG and B screens. You got PG getting a pin down from Joel, catches it, and then immediately flows into a screen with Joel. Like, that's all cool. It doesn't really matter if we're not at in shape Joel Embiid. Yeah, that's the gist right now, man. They need all 3 of their guys on the court. They need Joel in shape, and they probably need the Eastern Conference to continue to be what it is right now. And just for the sake of, I don't know, being nice, we'll end this on a positive note. Jared McCain, the shots that he is taking and making off the dribble and off the catch, and the confidence that he has with the ball in his hands is very encouraging. And if the stars can be healthy and in shape, then you've already got one great complementary piece ready to go. And then as far as the rest of their role players, I am willing to give a lot of their guys a little bit of a break when it comes to like efficiency and stuff this early on. Because, I mean, in the case of somebody like Kelly Oubre, like Oubre needs a real team around him of stars to make it easier for him. and that just hasn't been the case. I do kind of fear that Eric Gordon is washed. I don't know, maybe he goes on a shooting streak. Lowry, I'm too big a fan of Kyle Lowry to say anything besides he'll just figure it out. And Yabusele's got real minutes for him, so that's cool. Caleb Martin's cool. Anyway, that's it.